Zoom me in the real. Yeah. What you have to say? Because I know you have something to say. What you have to say?
Hey, if you don't have a vision board by now, please go ahead and do yourself a favor and create one. Because last year I wrote on my board that I wanted to collab with the Ministry of Tourism, and fast forward to 2026, I on my way to Exuma, courtesy of the Ministry. And this wasn't no jokey kind of trip. They had a whole itinerary stock for us. Our first stop right as we got off the plane was Kermit's for some breakfast. So I ended up getting the Sue Snapper, and I don't know why in my head I thought this was gonna be a filet. But it was seasoned nice though. And the Johnny Bread was okay, but it was better with the stew. And before we could even reach the Airbnb, we done on our first activity riding ATVs with Exuma Adventure Tours. In the rain, but they had us straight with some raincoats. But that didn't last long at all. Boy, I was out there feeling myself like I was on the episode of Sons of Anarchy. Leonardo, who happened to be the owner, was going to be our guide for the day. And he took us around to a few settlements, and somehow we ended up in a cave on the beach. And I here to 100% confirm you ain't never seen a real beach until you seen the beaches here in the Exumas. Cause I don't care what island or country you're from, it ain't competing with this. But boy, them ATVs turn us every way but loose. But we had a little rest up at the beach and stopped at this beach bar just to cool down for a minute. And boy, these little trips was knocking. But we headed back to drop off the bikes and had lunch at the spot called Coco Plum Bistro. And I thought they had a pretty diverse menu. I ended up going with the snapper filet and the jasmine rice. So we made it over to the Airbnb, which is probably like 5 minutes away from the airport. And I really love the setup of this because it really had a resort feel to it. And it wasn't no slapping up with this Airbnb because I was ready to move in here. They also gifted us with some Islands of the Bahamas merch. She also got this folder with a 3-day itinerary attached to it. Our Friday and Saturday night was dedicated to the Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival. And the next morning I almost dead because we had to be out the house for 7:30 to catch breakfast at the Augusta Bay Hotel because we had an excursion to go to. This is another one of those options where you can get a Bahamian or American breakfast. But on the way to the excursion, we saw this little straw market, so we wanted to stop by and get a couple of things to take home with us. And you could never go wrong with the fridge magnet. And for the tour this day, we went with the Exuma Water Sports crew. This was a 3-hour tour of some of the most unique beaches around the Exumas.
Exuma ain't a real place. This ain't a real place at all.
The next morning, we took a ferry over to Stocking Island where we had breakfast at the St. Francis Resort. And then we took the next ferry over to this new resort called Baymani. And I sure y'all been seeing this place on Instagram, and this is just as pretty in person. And then we went right around the bend to this place called Chat and Chill. And listen to me, this place was such a vibe and probably one of my favorite stops on the trip.
He coming, y'all. He coming. Hold on. Oh!
But anyway, I finally seen what people mean when they say Exuma sweet. Now the food a little questionable, but the beauty of the island itself is absolutely worth seeing. But shout out to the Ministry of Tourism for taking us along for the ride, because this is only half of what we did. But if you want our full weekend itinerary, drop a comment below and I'll send it over to you. And let me know what island you think I should explore next.